are back with another exciting episode of Vinyl Authority. AJ, how are you
Well,
doing this evening?
I'm doing great, Paul. How's everybody doing out there? I hope they're
Oh
doing
yeah,
great.
yeah, we're doing great. We're listening to music.
Yeah,
We're
man.
we're slowing down life a little bit. We're
Yeah.
listening to a full side. None of this 3 minute single stuff.
Yeah.
We're digging it. Uh, if you're just happening upon us for the first time, this is the Vinyl Authority video podcast, and I'm Paul, and this is AJ from radio station KAJW. Where do we find it?
Go to live365.com and search Radio KAJW. If you just put KAJ in, it'll come up.
All right. Well,
And we're 24
I've been
7, man.
I've been listening on and off, and it's a love letter to some real good music.
I've got
So
I've got it in my new car on the, Apple Play.
right,
Sounds great. And they actually just increased the resolution. So MP4s, if your signal's good, are streaming solid.
super
And
clean. Yeah,
yeah, sounds great.
nice to hear. All right. Well, tune in, folks. Uh, And the rest of you, please subscribe to our channel and ring the bell so that you will be reminded that when we post new episodes of our review. Um, the whole vinyl lifestyle is about sharing, and it would be incomplete if I didn't say, Adam, what have you got to share with me this evening?
I'm going to go first again, I guess.
Yeah, it's the way we roll.
Um, I'm pretty sure that last year, I shared Defiance Part 1. This is Ian Hunter, Defiance Part 2.
Naturally.
The cover is painted by Johnny Depp. It's a cool painting.
Hmm. Yes.
And great picture in the inside sleeve of my hero.
Hmm.
And like Defiance One, I'll bring that back really quick just to show you because
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure I the reason why I remember sharing it is because it's on Sun Records and the old Sun Records label.
Oh,
Right?
beautiful.
I remember
Oh, this
sharing that. Right, it's killer.
this is another
So
throwback memory.
this Defiance Two, I got a red vinyl version of it,
Mm,
and
beauty.
I don't know if I like this better than the first one. I think it's as good for sure. I
Hmm.
love both of these records. This is like, to me, right there with Neil Young at the end of his career and Bob Dylan at the end of his career and Paul Simon at the end of his career. These guys are such masters that
Yeah.
they're, and now, Ian Hunter's got all these friends, right, that are jumping on Jeff. This is the last studio recording of Jeff Beck and
Oh
Taylor
my God.
Hawkins. Taylor
Oof. Wow.
Hawkins' last recording also is on this record. But
Wow.
Lucinda Williams is on this record. Bent
Hmm.
Montench, the Cheap Trick guys are on the first
Right.
song. Um, David Mansfield. Andy York produced it and he plays all
Mm,
over it. Tony Shanahan from Patti Smith's band is on it.
that's great.
Um, Brian May, Joe Elliott,
Yes. Oh my gosh.
the Stone Temple Pilots kids, Eric Kretz, Robert DeLeo, Dean DeLeo. That track's great. That's one of my favorite songs on the
Are
record.
they new compositions
All
that
brand new, both
he's
records.
yeah.
Defiance Act One, or Part One, sorry, is him writing songs over like a long period and COVID happening and
Hmm.
COVID sort of forcing the issue to finish it, right? Like
Hmm.
all of that stuff that he had backed up, basically.
Sure. Sure.
And he had
Backlog.
such a great time doing that with all of those guys. It inspired him to write songs as he was recording the first record.
Oh
So
yeah.
that's what this record is, all brand new material. And
Okay.
it's if you're an Ian Hunter fan, if you're an Ian Hunter fan, I can't believe you don't even have the record any either yet, I should say. But if you are, you're going to be blown away how good it is. The songwriting
Right.
is, he's like, you know, I don't know what to say other than it's as good as anything he's ever written,
Hmm.
and it's his wise old man take
Hmm.
in his sarcastic way is completely intact and sharper and smarter than ever. So it's
Nice.
great, and it's so weird, like because I love Neil Young and Bob Dylan and even Paul Simon. Those guys are not. People would say they're not great singers. To me, they're my favorite singers. That Ian Hunter is one of my favorite voices. I can listen to him sing all night long. So there you go. That's my share.
Right.
Highly
Cool. Cool.
recommended.
Well, I'm intrigued, and it does seem that there are quite a few of these star-studded records coming out these days. In fact, I've got teed up for a future episode the new Mark Knopfler record, which again, is combining forces of many talented musicians. In the case of Mark Knopfler, it's really a guitar god kind of a record. But Ian Hunter has had loads of very capable and uh, captivating guitarists over the years.
Yeah, I mean that's why these guys want to play with him. They all
Yeah,
idolize him.
yeah, yeah. No,
For sure.
it's a great rock show, and it really harkens back to a different era in music composition and recording as well as performance. So that's super cool. Um, I am going to share with you an album that I think you'll recognize. This one is a repress that I've realized that I didn't have in my collection, and I thought it was necessary to add, and that is Tom Petty's and the Heartbreakers' Southern Accent. You will, of course, remember this fabulous record produced by Jimmy Iovine, and Rebels is on here. Some really sensitive songwriting. It's great recording. Don't Come Around Here No More. I mean, of course, that was the super big hit from this record, but one of my favorites. The sounds are great. The songwriting is fantastic, and this is probably one of my desert island records. I think I'd have to
Good
have.
pick, man. That's definitely one of my favorite Tom Petty records for sure. Robbie
Yeah.
Robertson's on that record too.
Yes. Yeah. No, he produces and plays on it, and real tasteful stuff. Absolutely class act. Super pivotal record in this period. Okay, moving on. I wanted to introduce a new article that I tripped over the other day. A new gear watch. A lot of questions come up about phono cartridges and what's the best and can somebody please explain the difference between a cheap one and an expensive one? So an article appeared in latestgearpatrol.com uh, by it looks like it was sponsored by Ortofon, and they had their product specialist Louis Dorio explain a little bit details about stylus, size and shape, and materials and that sort of thing. But I think as the industry becomes more sort of switched back on um, to the phonograph, that more interest in the entire process, be the reproduction process, the preamplification, and all sorts of things. The component side of this medium comes back into sort of vogue, and people are interested in it. So starting with cartridges, I think towards the end he explains a little bit about the difference between moving magnet and moving coil, which is also one of the big differences between the cheapies and the expensive cartridges. So there you go. Everything you want to know about cartridges, but we're afraid to ask.
Cool.
Let's see. I've got a new book which I'd like to share. You probably know about it, but may not have it. Another one of these, you know, fantastic generational engineers and producers. This is Bill Chenet's chairman of the board, and you've got
Chairman at the board.
There you go, chairman at the board. What did I say? Chairman of the board. Yeah.
That's right.
No, you have.
Little pun there for you, Paul.
Yes, I'm a little slow in the uptake, but that's okay. I got it. But you've got Mark Knopfler making positive comments about the book, and of course working with Bill and Boz Scaggs, George Massenburg. Um, another documentation of a brilliant, storied career,
Cool.
and in some cases, going back to 16 track sheets, and covers decades of
Cool.
pop music recording. Really, the subtitle is "Recording the Soundtrack of a Generation," and that's true. I mean, you couldn't listen to pop music during Bill Cheney's reign without hearing multiple Cheney recordings. They're as credible as ever were. So there you go.
Right on.
Recommending that as well. And yeah, I think that's all I have to share tonight. It's a brief episode. I'm certain that there's a social media plug we have to throw in there. So, we're all over the internet, Vinyl Authority, Soundscapes Media Group, and also Radio KJ, KAJW.
Radio KAJW.
Got to let the radio voice finish that.
Thanks for having me, Paul.
With all that said, it was lovely seeing you. And as always, I'll catch you on the flip side.
Catch you on the flip side, bro.
All right. Okay.
Good night.
Have a good one. Good night.